Hey y'all, welcome to today's live. I'm going to go deep into my self-love journey and talk more about my coming out story, my story getting sober, my story radically loving and accepting myself. Cheers. It's actually raining right now in San Diego, so I'm in my apartment today. It's a little bit different. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Luke and I coach executives to get fit and loved while making money. And I recently posted a before and after picture of yours truly back in 2012 and 2014 when I didn't love myself radically, right? When I was heavily drinking, I was getting blacked out quite often. I also did not prioritize my self-care, right? I didn't believe that I was worth going to yoga. I, of course, did not believe in 2012 that I was worth even going to therapy, doing online coaching, right? I was not at that stage yet. That being said, although I didn't truly love myself during this darker period of my time, I was still that same spirit, right? Your spirit is permanent. And I still was a giver. I worked in the schools. I helped students that were low income apply to medical school, graduate school, beyond, thrive at Berkeley. And I still love my shadow. And so that's one of the keys to success, is like loving yourself at all stages, as I've really seen as I've continued to grow in my practice and continue to grow and explore who I am. So really for me, things happened when shit hit the fan, right? Okay, when I lost my 9-year relationship, when I lost my job, when I also had really bad anxiety and insomnia and I could not sleep, right? I knew that I needed to make a fucking change, okay? That actually happened in 2016. My world came crashing down. And I promised myself at that time, during a transition in my own personal life, when I moved here to Southern California, that I was not going to be pursuing no one else's dream but my own, baby. I started going to yoga every single day. And that's where I really met some great people that I'm still really strong friends with, like my friend Corday, who I did teacher training with, my friend Jacinda, Junpei, the list goes on, even my roommate, right? So anyways, during this time, I promised myself I was going to do what made me feel good, right? I was going to change the trajectory of my life. And I went back to education at that time. I worked with students that were also low income here in San Diego through the KIPP through college program, which was a beautiful, amazing experience. Now, things got to the next level when I really went even deeper, right? As I mentioned, and I got sober. I stopped putting toxicity into my body, which for me came through those beverages. For me also came through the thoughts. For me also came through toxic relationships, okay? And so that first step was me loving myself enough to have boundaries with myself and with others, right? With the thoughts that were going on. And so a blessing also that happened for me was during COVID, when I was laid off from the yoga studio that I worked at, and the world came crashing down. And this online coach that I was following had a 50% off sale. And I decided, I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to join this coaching program. I'm going to pour into myself and go for my dream. I was actually journaling using this self-love workbook about what I wanted to do in my life path. And I realized when I journaled that I literally wrote this down in 2020, right before COVID, I want to follow my dreams, but I fear failure. And when I was free writing, I realized that I was letting ideas and thoughts control me and stop me from doing what made me feel even better, right? Doing all this wellness, doing Luke Yoga, founding Fittergy, working with businesses, which I truly love. Shout out to all my beautiful clients that I saw today and beyond. Anyways, so I just said, fuck it, let's do it. Let's do this coaching program. I'm so glad that I took a chance on myself, because that was the first baby step towards me going for my dream and getting into the arena and stepping away from the stands where I was just watching other people go for their dreams and kind of cheering them on, right? And so at that point, I poured in myself, connected with people all over the world, which is what you, of course, do when you work with me. And I started to grow to that next level when I started doing online coaching, right? And then a big shift for me happened when I decided to transform my body and life through letting go of alcohol, because I was getting blacked out every weekend during COVID. It came out in my skin, it came out in my body, right? At a certain point, I was too heavy. At a certain point, I was losing weight too. And I was like, you know what? I need to bulk up. I need to feel good, tone my body. And part of that includes getting rid of the toxicity so I can add in good beverages. Right now I'm having some tea. I want to know, what are you drinking? It's raining outside, so I'm drinking some tea. And so like that made a big change for me. and also doing the meditations, the hypnoses, right? The community, right? That has kept me accountable online and in person. And so anyways, long story short, I'm so glad that I took that first step and I prioritized myself before I was ready. And if I had not done those steps, right, if I had not done something different to get a new result in my body and life, I would not be living my dream, right? I would still be, in a sense, living in fear, letting other people control what I was doing my time, and those thoughts, the voices, hold me back. I want you to know that you now, as an adult, can reprogram and can step into a new body, mind, life through changing your energy. All right, so that's the great gift that I have that Spirit gave to me through my programs, through working one-on-one with me, through doing the yoga, through doing the therapeutic coaching and beyond. So I think that's what's a beautiful thing. I've seen it in my clients' bodies. I've seen it, my clients can now walk again. My clients are living their purpose, right? Some of my clients have been published. They've also traveled the world and gone to Portugal. Yours truly, I'm so grateful that I went to Asia earlier this year. I'm so grateful I met Tadra Call. So grateful that I did all this corporate wellness with different businesses. So I want to invite you, if you're kind of stuck on what to do, if nothing else, celebrate yourself now, how far you've come. Journal, do a recap for this year, your celebrations, what you're happy that you did so that you can have direction as you plan 2024, right? And I wanted to invite you also to not do it alone, right? To connect with those that vibe with you. And it doesn't have to be in your city, boo. It doesn't even have to be in your same country, right? I work with people all over the world. And so I wanted you to invite you to journal people that have maybe some of those qualities, those traits, those feelings. Maybe it is the physical attributes that you want, right? That you desire to work with, because no one does it alone. And the best investment you can make is in you. And so I just want to say, y'all, because I love y'all and it's holiday season, I'm giving 50% off all of my one-on-one wellness audits. Use the code Luke Yoga if you desire to meet with me one-on-one so that we can go really deep into the issues that you're facing. I'm also throwing in a hypnosis catered to the desires that you have, whether it is self-love, whether it is healing, whether it is even money manifestations, even losing weight. I have a whole hypnosis on toning up and increasing metabolism, right? And so I just invite you to do that. Any place, anywhere, I'm here for you, y'all. And I'm heading off tomorrow to visit my mom's side of the family. I'm going back to Northern California where I grew up. So I'm really, really excited about that. I would love to hear, y'all, what is your biggest takeaway and how do you relate with anything that I just talked about and shared in my story? I know for me loving and accepting myself has helped me to embrace my queerness, embrace my love of dance, embrace my love of hip hop, and also change how I look at myself and in turn change how others look at me, since the world is your mirror, right? And I've truly noticed that, right? Like I have earrings now, I'm blonde, I wear jewelry, right? Before I would not be so daringly great. So I want to know, how are you being you? The bravest thing that you can do. If you're interested in one-on-one wellness audit, boo, send me a DM. I'll shoot you the link to sign up for 50% off. It's only $50 to meet with me, and you get all those great resources. And you just get that love from me. You get that support and a system that works, right? And a community. Sending y'all love, good vibes from San Diego and California. Have a wonderful, beautiful, restful holiday season. Write in the comments, what do you love about yourself? Thank you, everyone that tuned in live in the replayers. See you soon. Bye-bye. Cheers. Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas.